We are standing tall. We are naturally beautiful. We are a family. Hello everyone, I'm back once again with another video. Today is going to be a sit down video because I wanted to tell my story. I felt like this is the time that I come up and I just really be open and honest with you guys about my background and my story. So today my topic is young and divorced. If anyone didn't know, I am currently 27. My birthday is in January the 26th. I was also born in 93. So with that being said, I got married. I'm just going to jump right in because it's a sensitive topic for me. So hopefully someone out there, just say, hey, I appreciate it. But I got married young, thinking that I was in love with someone that loved me back. And I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying sometimes you give more than what the other give, or you give less than the other. And in my situation, I felt like I gave more. Now, it's understandable if he want to go and make a video of his own. I don't know if you know about my channel or not, but if you do, he do. He don't, he don't, But that's not going to stop me from telling my story. So how old was I when I got married? I was 20 years old when I got married. I got my divorce when I was the early year of 2017. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm getting too excited, so let me calm down a little bit. My key points today is just basically step by step. I planned it out, I read it out. So I went to Job Corps my senior year. I didn't get all my credits, but I went there to get all my credits, to get my high school diploma, and to get a trade. I got a trade in medical office support because I wanted to be a voice for the elderly. I wanted to be that person that anybody could lean on, older or younger, especially with me being young. And I never really sat around a younger crowd, but my best friend was a year younger than me. He was 21 when we got married. I was 20, thinking I was in love, you guys. And looking back over it, I should have waited because I did have a chance to go sing. I had an audition over the phone because of my situation, being in Job Corps and didn't have transportation of my own. So I gave up the opportunity to chase love with him, and I wound up moving in with his mother with him. And now a lot of people may say that's strike one, because a lot of people say if he don't got his stuff together, if he don't have a car, if he don't have a job, then you don't supposed to do that. But sometimes love overrides that. That's what I thought, and again, I say, looking back at that situation, I wish I can go back and tell me now, back then, that hey, if he love you, he'll wait for you. If he love you, he'll work things out. He'll find a. He had a good job. He had a job. He had a car. He just didn't have his own place yet. And if we would have waited, I don't know how things would turned out. But I'm happy being single now. I love myself, and I'm happy being single. But that's another story. But I got pregnant when I was 21, about to be 22. Oh, we finally got our own place. Things was looking up, things was working out. Why did I get a divorce? Because in the midst of our marriage, I got somewhere along the line, I got tired of pretending. And when I say that, it was like in public, we were the happy couple. And at home, it was always, don't touch me there. We're not going to be in the same room. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. And there are married couples out there that understand what I'm trying to get to when I say that, And I got tired of sleeping alone, knowing that someone was next to me. Now, that's when I got pregnant with Michaela. But everybody hear me say KK a lot. That's her nickname. Now, after I had her, I was in a depression. He didn't want to be there for me emotionally. He didn't want to be there for me mentally. I had my mother, my sisters, my dad, everyone there for me, right? That's the time that you cling to someone when you're going through some things, right? So he wasn't there for me at all, and I felt neglected by him. And the more I felt neglected, the more he put other people before me and his daughter. And I was like, look, I'm sitting you down multiple times, telling you how I feel. I'm a very emotional person on the inside. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I shouldn't have. But I don't. I still do now, but I'm more protected over everything. I'm more shielded over my heart. And being a struggle mother within a marriage, it was like mentally I took care of everything in the home, but I didn't have my name on anything. When I say anything, anything but my children's birth certificate. So when I decided to leave, I left on good faith because I felt like if this was meant for me, I wouldn't be in this situation that I did. And when I say that, it was because he cheated on me. He chose her over his family. I asked him that, and he chose her. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to knock him. I'm not going to bash him or anything like that because he's still a good person. I still respect him as Michaela's father. But I have different walls up now based on him. And I'm not going to say names or anything like that. I'm just going to tell my story the way I am. How did I survive for taking care of me and my oldest? It was rough. It was hard. You know, family was there. I was on food stamps. I was trying to get around. I was depending on everybody around me to help me. And I had to understand at that point in time, I realized I was pushing family and friends away because of my relationship with him. And eventually everybody stopped trying. Now, is that their fault? No, it was mine. And I take full responsibility for my actions, even in that marriage that he said I did. But I feel like when someone is telling someone something about them, they're going to always try to throw the other person under the bus when they don't mean to try to bash that person, if that makes sense. So I eventually found me a van. I found me an apartment within a month after me, going out on faith and leaving. It was a lot of emotional trauma for me, and right now it's hard for me to talk about it because of the fact that it's not the fact that I didn't let it go. It's just the fact that I never imagined my life going through most of the things I went through with him in a marriage, because I am a preacher's daughter, and I grew up with morals and values of stuff that I know that I don't necessarily lean on or press against to even consider going against my morals and values. And I put him on a pedestal because growing up I told him my story of my life, and I expected him to understand that story. But sometimes when you tell someone your story, they try to use it against you emotionally. And I had to learn, not have to, but I had to learn. Sometimes your story is, parts of your story need to stay in the past, because it's not okay to keep dwelling on anything. So this would be my closure for my story. And the last thing I remember when I left him, I felt empty inside. And I was like, why am I feeling empty when I gave him all of me? And to put yourself in that situation, to give someone your all and they don't appreciate it, and then they realize it once it's gone. It's not fair for most women or men out there who ever been in my position, because most people that have been in my position sometimes don't make it out alive, or sometimes they don't make it out because it's a more in depth of like an abusive relationship or anything. But for me, emotionally, abuse is harder than physical abuse. So I didn't know how to take care of myself because I started young with him, and I had to relearn things on my own. And even when family was around, I had to learn things over and over. And it was harder for me to like get the concept of most things because I was still new in the world. Like around everyone in my age bracket was like, I already had this, or I already had that, I already experienced this, or I already experienced that. But for me, it was harder. I always, I didn't get the best grades in school, and it wasn't the fact that I didn't try. I don't know why. Maybe it was the fact that I couldn't grasp everything at once, but to God be the glory. I wound up going to Job Corps, got my extra credits, got a trade. And right now, this day, I have a trade in medical office support. I have a trade, well, not a trade, but I am certified in being a caregiver and a DP. So I'm coming up with God blessing me each and every day for smaller things. And I tell a lot of people, sometimes you have to be grateful for those smaller things, because sometimes when you fall, you don't know how you're going to get up. But with God by your side, God is always going to bless you with the tools and equipment that you need to get up. And I tell you guys, God is good to me every single day. I sometimes I have to reconstruct my mind to think differently, or to want different things. Like, I'm starting to say, Lord, I want what I need, not what I want, especially with kids involved. Even if it wasn't kids involved, most people are tired of struggling with the same issues over and over. Most people are tired of just going through the same motions with people, or friends, loved ones, families, boyfriend, husbands, wives. It's the same thing over and over. And I lost my confidence in myself, you guys. Just in case you don't know, I wrote down some key points so I could stay on topic, because I knew I was going to get emotional about this. But, people don't understand the story and the pain behind someone's story, or why they do things. Like, this is the reason why I wanted to start my YouTube. Because, like I said in my previous video, most people that be in that situation, they lose their voice. And when I say lose their voice, it's not the fact that they can't talk or can't breathe. It's sometimes they get scared to speak up. And I was scared to speak up for things that I felt that wasn't right or wrong. And I just lost my voice, you guys. And I lost my confidence. I lost my pride. I lost my self-esteem. I lost my love for me. And in the midst of all of that, I had to relearn to love myself in the midst. I had to learn to pray for myself. I had to learn not to put myself in a situation where I know that I don't feel comfortable, or put myself in situations where I know I'm accountable for. Sometimes sometimes people feel like they're not accountable. And I feel like it's time to grow up, it don't matter what age you is, because sometimes situations happen when you're young, and it make you grow up quicker than what you want to. And I didn't have the best life growing up with my parents or friends or loved ones or anyone. I didn't have the best life. But to God be the glory. I thank God for the life that I had, because it shaped and molded me to be the woman I am today. And maybe that's the reason why I'm emotional, but that's a good thing, because I look for the good in people. I let people show me the good instead of their bad. I may see their bad straight off the top, and it's not about their bad. It's not about what they did do in their past. It's about what they're going to do to change that. And I'm telling you my story now, because sometimes it's hard to put your voice out there not knowing if someone is going to accept it, or if it's going to change someone's life. And you guys, when I tell you, it's been rough emotionally for me, but I'm making it. Every single day I wake up and I realize the Lord has given me another day. I realize the Lord has given me strength to put my voice back out there. And now that I'm on this platform, you guys, I can't lose focus of the reason why I started this. No matter how little I am in this community, or how big I am in this community, God has been good to me, and He's been good to my family. And I also had to learn, when God positions you for greater, you have to learn to let go of everything that held you back from the beginning. And it was hard for me to let go certain people or certain things about me, but I've had to learn it the hard way, and I did. And that is the reason why when I say my circle is small, my circle is small. My circle is me, my kids, my family, and maybe like one friend of mine, and I'm learning to just smile at myself. I'm learning to love myself inside and out, from head to toe, because sometimes you don't need nobody else's validation. You don't need nobody else to tell you you're beautiful. You don't need nobody to tell you, hey, oh, your hair look cute today, or your makeup look cute today. I don't wear makeup like that. And I feel like I'm the most beautiful woman in this world. I don't have to be Beyonce, or I don't have to be Rissa and Quan. She's a very beautiful girl to me. Or I don't have to be Latoya Forever. I don't have to be somebody famous in order for me to be beautiful. I don't have to meet somebody famous in order for me to feel that love. I love myself inside and out. And that's what I learned in this whole process. No matter what situation I'm in. And I'm grateful that God has positioned me. Because sometimes you don't want to burn the bridges that God has set for you. You don't let go of those people that helped you in the past, because you never know that you might need them again, or you might be a blessing to them once they help you to help them. And that's the reason why I am the way I am, because I want to give back so much to my family. My brother is my heart. And if my sister-in-law see this, or my sister see this, or my mom or anybody else see this video, they know I'll go to bat for my brother. And growing up, I always clung to my brother. He was like that father figure for me. He still is. And I just want you guys to keep me in your prayers. I'm much better. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. God is bigger than any problem that I ever faced, and sometimes I sit back and I watch this world, I watch how people act and respond to other people. And it's time out for games. It's time out for all of this and that. It's time to just be who God called you to be. I'm not saying everybody's perfect or I'm perfect. I'm far from being perfect. But I had to learn, if God is going to call me to sing and do this and do that, I have so many talents and so many things that I want to do. I want to build my own franchise. I want to do a nail salon. I want to do a hair salon. I want to do music studio. I want to do a drive-in theater. I want to do so much within one radius of a big lot. I want to own my own franchise. I want to be better than what I was. I want my kids to grow up not worrying about a struggle the way I've been in a struggle. I want my family to see, little mama, you are strong. You stronger than what you thought you were. You stronger now than you ever felt. And they are proud of me. And even though they don't tell me that, I see it in their faces every single day. Which they do tell me. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's it's good to hear that. But I'm telling you guys, I really have been it's been weighing heavy on me, because when this quarantine started, I see so many people just lollygagging, and I told my friend about that, and he was like, you can't worry about what everybody else doing around you. You can't worry about what someone else doing that's wrong, when you need to just stay focused on you, and when he said that, it hit me hard, but in a good way. And I'm like, you know what? I am grateful to hear how family and friends really there for me now, how I accept things. Because back then I used to took everything to heart negatively. I have grown so much, and my confidence has been through the roof. And I wouldn't trade my life for nobody's in this world, for nothing in this world, because everything that I've been through, it made me have more confidence in me, and it made me love me more than I ever have. It made me love my kids greater than I ever got love before. No matter what I do, I always keep God in the center of my family. We always praying. I'm always praying over them. And that's the message that I really want to put out there. Like, now that you know my story and you know what I've been through emotionally and how did I overcome them, It was the grace of God. You know, nobody could tell you anything until you put yourself back in a position for God to talk to you. Because I was at my lowest, you guys. God will do you one now. He'll put you right at that lowest and with nobody to help you. And the only way you can get out of it is if you grab hold to Him and you listen to Him. And that's exactly how I got out. And I'm telling you now, you can get out of that situation. Keep praying. No matter how hard it get, keep praying. No matter how hard it feels like everything's coming at you, don't give up. Because I'm telling you, I didn't give up. And I'm not going to let you give up. And I'm not going to give up. We're going to continue to do this thing together. And I guess that's that countryside coming out of me now. But I'm telling you, God has been good to me. And I'm grateful and I'm honored. And I'm more humble. I used to say I give my last to people, but I'm not doing it. I'm not. I'm giving my last to my kids. Nobody shouldn't be taken away from my kids' mouth. You need help, baby. Look, I give you a sandwich and a juice box. You need a place to stay. I set you up at a hotel for one night for $40, but you better set up a game plan and go from there. I told my sister-in-law that, and she had a laugh out of it. But I was serious as a heart attack, and that's my story, you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like my new setup. I hope you like my backdrop. It will be still more content to come, more things to talk about, more things to do, more eating videos, more vlogs, more sit downs, everything. More of KK, more of Mia, updates, every single thing. Updates on me and my life, love life, friends, family, what's next for me. So just stay tuned for everything, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And not only that, just stay blessed and stay humble. Until next time, peace. This is my family. My family.